Can't kick everybody else. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Ni hao ma.
Ni hao.
Ni hao.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, ni hao. This is how we roll Bangtao. Just another day the champs are rolling in. Ni hao.
Emilio, the honey badger, Urrutia.
Now, all right. God damn it, I hope this fucking audio works. If not, I'm gonna blow up, dog. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Honey Badger Hour podcast. It's your boy, the Badger, and we are back. Thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to like and subscribe on the little notification bell below to keep you up to date whenever we have new podcast episodes, vlogs, and reaction videos. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live from Phuket, Thailand at the infamous Bangtao Muay Thai and MMA, and I am here for his third time on the podcast, third time guest, my best friend, my professor now, my dog, my boy, the owner, co-owner of Bangtao Muay Thai, and now, which we will get into, also the owner of the best, this guy is the owner of the best gym in Phuket and the best pizza in Phuket. Let's give it up for Alex Schild.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. Third time. I was stoked. That was last year in Miami. That was sick. And we did it one time we did it on the phone, or we did it while you were here in COVID?
We did one in.
We did
we did one at my house.
We did one at
We did one at my house.
We did a Miami one.
We did one. We did in Miami. We did COVID times.
Yeah.
When we were actually talking about this, and this was already starting to get brewed up. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
ideas and the vision was already there.
Nice.
And then we did a Lads Cast, which needs to be re-released.
I remember I didn't want to do, you know what's dope? I didn't want to do one with you because when you were doing all the episodes during COVID, I wanted to do one in person.
Yes.
And now I got to do one in Miami, and then now we're doing one at Bangtao. It's dope.
Oh my God, we got Bangtao and Miami, bro.
Yeah, that's dope.
We hit all of our
That's dope.
landmarks. It's
That's
crazy,
dope.
right? Oh shit, that's so bad. That's what happens when you start doing good in life. You're able to travel and do things. You know what I'm saying? You don't get stuck in your echo chamber. You know. But yo, I've never done a podcast without the microphone. I feel lost
You feel
right
okay?
now.
You feel good?
You've done these before. You've done these freestyles, right?
Bit, I don't know.
I've never done one, dog. Bro, so how long we been now? We're here in Bangtao. We're in the second part of Bangtao. We're not even downstairs. This is a new addition you were talking about before, right? When was this one built?
Yeah, this is a nice little setup. It's pretty cool. It's the first time we even filmed, we've done some content up here, obviously, but even just something like this. So we expanded Bangtao after we made the plans just a few months after we opened, because right when we opened during COVID, we opened April 2022, and then May 1st, 2022, the borders of Thailand opened, so everyone came, and it was so busy, first few weeks. A few months in, we planned it, and then we didn't finish the expansion of opening up this area as well. The expansion is also the extra Muay Thai, the bigger fitness, the cage area, all that stuff down there. The Muay Thai below this, we built this at the same time. So we just opened this, I think now it's about a year and a half. So yeah, January 2024.
And this is for the private train. This is where a lot of the professionals come up and train, right? I saw Volk up here. Zangwei Lee trains here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to have this extra space. Honestly, this space is so fucking cool. When we first started, even when I was wrestling, or when we first started, if you can imagine having a gym this size, you'd be set for life, you know?
Yeah.
And so to have this as our extra space is pretty surreal. But we do a lot of the guys, if they want we do classes up here. We run beginner boxing classes, and when they're on, we run kids classes and summer camps. If the guys like Volkanovski or some of these other guys are in town, they just want to train a little bit privacy, it just gives them a bit of space. So
man, this place is sick, and it's nice with the AC, yo. But I'm coming from Miami, and
we're spoiled, bro.
Bro, I used to live in Miami. I was living in Miami for the last 4 years, and I'm nah, Miami's hot, just like Thailand.
Yeah.
Yo.
You have an AC at Boxer?
Nah.
Is it cold in there?
No way. It's crazy hot. It's like a sauna suit in there. It's like a sauna room, and we're on the upstairs, and we got no windows or vent. It's
Thailand's
crazy.
hot. I mean, we never really trained with air. You never trained.
Nah,
with
we've never trained with air conditioning before. Maybe the old room before. Remember in the other spot.
That was even worse though. The indoor room.
I think they made it worse, right? Yeah, you're better off. There's no ventilation.
We had no ventilation, shitty mats. The ceilings were low. This is in the early days of Tiger, when the indoor room. There's the old outdoor, then there was the indoor, and then there's the new outdoor.
Yeah.
But that was the war room. Everyone called it the war room because it was just this hot box of just craziness. And because there was no ventilation, remember how slippery the mats were?
It was slippery.
That was the days
hot.
of That was like the early tryout days, like when you guys all came, like 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
And that room was like you and Volko and Shay and Peter Jan and like just like that whole mess of cultures in that room. Remember that? And there was nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. It was hectic in that.
It was a Terror Dome and it was small. Was
was
it about the size of these mats or smaller than these mats, right?
It was smaller than this mat, yeah.
And it was still and that was also pretty new for Tiger, right? Because Tiger used to train on the outside. When
that was the old
outside.
I remember. Actually, me and Will, we had helped. We were the first ever role in that outdoor room. Me and Will Elliott, because we were putting down the mats together. Me, him, and Kitty Teppo, and I think Joey Angelos was there rolling out the mats. And Cooters like came up. This is how far back we go. This is like 10, 12 years ago. And Will came up behind me and tried to choke me out. And I don't know if he was messing or not, but I wasn't messing. So then I turned around and I choked him out. So it was the first ever submission.
No way.
And now he's been dodging me ever since. I tried to get him. We'll get into that in your story a little bit, I'm sure. But last week we had a special day on the mats, and I tried to get Will on the mat, but he dodged me. He dodged
I didn't even know Will trains jiu-jitsu. I thought he was a straight Muay Thai guy.
He's been a blue belt for like 15 years.
Oh,
yeah, Will Elliott's
man.
he's been a blue belt for like 15 years. That's what's so great about everybody here is that we all love training, all of it. We just love training, you know. So
Yeah, for sure. And you got Will
That was the
Elliott
last
on board. I think you already had him on board when you came to Miami, right?
yeah,
We
for
spoke
sure.
about that
Yeah, so
already.
that's just full circle. I mean, and for you to see it up close, you know, like Will's the guy that hired us, used to run Tiger, and hired us all and put together that whole vision of the tryouts and YouTube and social media and expansion, all that. And then they ended up going their separate ways, and we ended up full circle coming back, and now he, you know, runs the place for us here. I mean, you see it up close. What's it like? I mean, it's crazy, you know?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, get
man,
into that. Why am I talking? Let's get into that. I mean, tell me about you just, you know, you've known us since day zero, like all of a sudden coming to the gym. What's that like, you know? Tell me
Yo, I couldn't believe it. Like, you could see it you see the place on camera, you see it on Instagram. But to get a feel for it, first of all, we're on the beach. Like, this is the beach.
It's sea
like,
view from right here.
It's sea view right now behind us. Like, you can see the beach right in front. The beach is
The only
where
place,
it's
watch, the only place right here, we're in the second
at.
level.
Right behind this place.
So
right
watch
here.
right here, look right there. You see a little sliver of the beach.
It's crazy. So guys, first of all, this is on the beach. Like, I can walk back. You can go to the hotels, you can go to the restaurants, you can walk the beach. You can go from the restaurant area and walk the beach and get to Bangtao. But yo, this place, the facility, it was basically made perfect. It's crazy. You got the MMA area. Everybody can see the MMA area when they're driving by. You can see the guys sparring and working. The Ringside Cafe is a vibe, bro. I like just chilling at the Ringside Cafe. You can post up. You see people hitting pads on one side. The Ringside Cafe, you got the pads. You got the Muay Thai section. You can see it. You got the strength and conditioning section in front of you. And then you got the MMA section on the right. So it's crazy, man. This place, you don't want to leave. And like, I kind of was losing my love for the sport. Like, I was like, maybe I don't like the gym anymore, you know? But then when you come to a gym that's done right, and with the best coaches and the people here, and when you love the people here, it's like, now I don't want to leave, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to get off the mats now, where before, I was kind of like, we're looking at that clock, like ready to go home. So it's just next level, man. Alex, this place, what you and the boys have built here, man, it's unbelievable, bro. The vibes too, the music, and all the classes, you know, everybody's got good music. Every class has its own little feel, you know? We got our jiu-jitsu 10 a.m. Bro, how many people are on the mat? 65 to 80 people average? I mean, when I got here, it was like 85, 100 people, bro. And now this week with the rain, like, it's been a little bit quieter, but you can see it's crazy, bro. Holy snap, man.
Yeah, it's like this. It's pretty busy, and but the small class, even like when it feels quiet, I still looked around and it's like
no,
50
small
people.
class was 50 people. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like the numbers were a little bit lighter this week, but it was still 65 people on the mat. You know, it's like there's 40 people to choose from.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, and you know, when I always say, we've probably talked about it before, and people here before, like I just talk about my class and the boys' class, but like I can only speak for mine. Like that sounds like a lot of people, and it really is. But somehow, like each week and each time going through, there's a I'll just go let them in, and they can hear whatever. Yeah, the class size is crazy. It sounds obviously crazy, and that does sound like crazy numbers, but we've probably talked about it before. But all I can say is come to my class and see how it goes and how it flows. Like I'm always, it's really cool to see how like the groups like change, because this is a transient gym. So the average level, or the average like length of time is about 2 weeks. And you see people, some are here more than that, and then some are less than that, but it works super well. I'm really happy like the way I designed it, and it took a long time to figure out how to make it work, where even if it's their first week at the gym, they'll get something out of it, and then even if they've been here for a few months, they'll still be able to get something out of it. So yeah, it's really fun. It's good energy. It's really hard to be in a bad mood. Like honestly, like I have a lot going on. There's a lot of things in my life, and I'm so grateful, obviously, for jiu-jitsu for many things, but 10 a.m. I show up and there's that many people there that like bring good energy and they're there, they want to learn, they want to roll. Like it just, it's cool, man. Yeah, put the music on. It's a, you've been there. I wanted you to see it up close.
Yeah,
you know?
no. And
Put the music on,
too.
see the vibe, see the energy, you know?
Even the color coordination of the mats too. I like the way that you guys design all the mats, right? You get the whole color coordination and everything, you know?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, it's so good, man. It's so comfortable. And the cage, what about the cage, bro? You guys made that cage?
9 meter, it's full size.
That's a full size?
30 feet, yeah.
That's UFC size.
Yeah,
or
not
about,
the height
right?
of it, but yeah.
Oh, snap. Yeah, no, the cage is mad dope too.
You
So
see
you
the new
get
canvas?
and the canvas is sick, man. Yeah.
So we used to have like just one logo on it, and we decided to add a bunch of logos. But
That's dope, man. Yeah, no, the place is unbelievable, bro. Hey, and so on top of, and now we had Bangtao, we're rocking and rolling. You're rocking the classes. Do you feel like the pressure? Like, do you feel like it's harder to teach with a bigger class compared to a smaller class, or do you have to like change your style for the coaching and everything like this?
yeah, I think you have to change your coaching style no matter what you're dealing with. Yeah, if you're dealing with a big class versus even a class of 10 or 20, generally the same, obviously, or just like a private class, 2, 3 people, stuff like that. I mean, just to not change your style, but your style is to adapt to the situation, who you're with, their skill level, what their goals are. Like I always do that. Like I don't teach that many PTs anymore, but always like my first question is like, you know, who are you, where are you from, and what's your skill level and what's your goals? Yeah, so like what's your goal? So yeah, I think I enjoy all parts of it too. Like being that big class and big environment, like that's really great. And then when you get some smaller group of just the fighters that want to go over stuff and you can go over a bunch of questions, that's really cool. And then depending on the situation, then like a one-on-one is can also be really cool too, you know. But
yeah, you know what's really dope that I love about that I miss from being here that I get right away after being back for a few weeks is the people from all walks of life. You know, you got people from everywhere, man. You got guys from, you know, Europe, Germany, England, Australia, New Zealand. Everybody's here, but these are all the people here, kind of the special people, because they're the type of people that are willing to travel the world, go to Thailand, train on this crazy island, and get after it. So you get like a lot of like-minded people, but then you get also like just everybody seems to be like on the same frequency, you know? Everybody here is trying to get after it, get better, and then just
I think
next level, man.
It was even, you know, that's kind of what the appeal of the gyms were even at Thailand, you know, back in the day when we were all there. People have 2 things in common. They want to improve something, whether it's be a fighter, be a better fighter, lose weight, learn a new skill, whatever it is, they want to do that. And then, like you said, they're willing to go to Thailand to do it. So automatically you have 2 things in common.
Yeah, for sure,
And,
man.
you know, like the you know, you said, oh, like the gym was like perfect, you know. By no means is it like a perfect gym, you know, but you know, there's lots of things that can always be improved, front end, back, and all that stuff. But I always say like the biggest advantage of this place, I think we have a lot of advantage. I think our branding is cool. I think close to the beach is cool. I think our facility is cool. I think our connection with champions is cool and fighters. But the biggest advantage we have versus, you know, some other gyms like that is that the owners are the founders, are the coaches. We're here every day. And so and we have other business partners as well. You know, people add, you know, different value for different things. But, you know, the guys that are on the ground every day we fucking just love it. And so the idea was like, how do we make our perfect gym? What would be so cool if I walked in if the mats looked a certain way? What would be so cool if, you know, we had a speaker that played like my favorite songs all the time, or like if the cage looked like this, and then if the cafe was in the middle. So we really did and like still do all the time. How do we make this like cool for us as a fighter, someone who trains, as a coach, as an athlete, and then we get to build our dream every day. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But I think that's one of the things that make it special too. That a lot of people will see is like it's the same crew for years now, man. It's been the same crew from the old days. I mean, you're talking about 12 years now in the game together, working together, training together, teaching together. We have like a well-oiled machine right now at the gym. You know.
You know, like you and I like talked about. I mean, we've seen that a lot. Like those of us that stayed that we were at Tiger. You know, we were just there for a long time. People, you know, eventually like outgrew Phuket and like they kind of left. And a lot of our friends were like, you know, deciding different things for no good or bad reason. It was just that's just kind of how life went. And as someone who like really dedicated and spent so much of my life in Phuket, I was like the Phuket guy. I guess I still am, right? Like the guy who's like, no, we're gonna do it. We're gonna run it. I'm gonna put tournaments and sabagi and like I'm gonna like get the, you know. And but at some point I was like, man, like all my friends are leaving, you know, and it kind of sucked. And it's hard when you like live abroad. That's just kind of how it is. You all come from somewhere, but dude, like when I look around, and obviously I get more perspective when you come fresh back. You come in and see it. But every day, it's not just the 4 of us, man. It's George, Frank, Woody, me, Will, Peter Fornick's here, Anwar's here, Brad Riddell is here, Tariq is here. You know, Joe Ray's been around. You're around.
Joe Ray's back
Bruno,
and forth all the time. Bruno's here.
Bruno's up here all the time, and I'm really proud of a lot of things. But that's like something I'm like most proud of. That like, I don't know. Somehow I did something that like brings my friends together. You know, like, man, like, fuck. I'm pretty proud of that. I think that's like super special for me.
No, 100%, man. Like, for me, going back home, I was getting a little bit homesick. Been in Thailand for like almost 10 years when I moved back in 2020. And I was missing my family. And I was thinking I miss my friends. But then I realized that the relationships I built here and the roots that I have here, they're so strong that even when I go back home, I feel lost at back home. I feel more at home now in Thailand than I even do at home. Like, for now, I guess like home is where the heart is. And for me now, home is here. This is where all my best friends are. This is where all my close people are. I mean, besides my family and my immediate family and some close friends here and there, yeah, man, just coming back, I'm just like, yo, what have I been doing gone? Just like, what took me so long to come back? I was a little bit over the island, and coming here in this area, it's a new area, so it's like, it's the same country, it's same, but different, you know? Like, we're getting...
It's a new experience.
It's a similar vibe, but it's the same bot, it's the same sevens and food, but
still
a whole new
explore,
experience. It's a whole new thing to explore. Every new spots, new gems, new kamongai, new chicken rice places for lunch, you know? So it's crazy,
it's crazy to walk around the gym every day, and I'm really grateful every day. I am. That's like one of the things that like helped me the most in my life was gratitude, looking around, appreciating things, being around my friends. But it's nice for you to obviously come and like see it. You walk in and you know everybody here, you know, and or everyone else at the gym has seen us share your stuff on Instagram. They're like, it's so funny. Like, you know how many people I always be like, yeah, you know my friend Emilio. They're like, who? I'm like, yeah, Emilio. They're like, which one's that? I go, the honey badger. And they go, oh, the honey badger, yeah.
Yeah.
We share your thing, it just says the honey badger, you know? It's so funny how a name goes like that. Like, like you'll be in the class and I keep saying like, my friend Emilio. And then I say the honey badger and they get it.
Yo, you know what's crazy? On my first day on the mat, right? I'm pulling up to the gym, all right, coming with you, and I see Kai Shong drilling with Frank and Norris. Okay, so you got Norris and Kai Shong. Norris is a young kid who's been coming around since he was like 16, the young Irish kid, been coming around, fighter, up and coming now, been coming around for years. Kai Shong from Singapore is working with him. Frank is there on the mat. Then you see everybody, like you see Che, Peter, Brad's doing his thing on the side. I was just like, it was like jumping back into 2017, man. It was nuts, you know?
It's like this
but this is how it is every day. It's
yeah,
crazy, you know? Like, I gotta freaking pinch myself every day. What's going on?
Yeah, me too,
It's
bro.
nuts, man. And what's cool about right now is we're seeing being around here for so long and having so many like parents and bring young kids and young fighters. And now we're seeing all these young fighters become adults now. Yeah. All these young up and comers that were like just teens, man, like 17, 18, snot-nosed kids. Now they're out here contending, fighting amateur, fighting professional, like
trying to fuck me up.
Trying to kill us, bro. Oh my God, bro, my ass is getting old, dog. But I'll tell you what.
I know, don't worry, I smashed that 13-year-old for you, the one that was bullying you last week.
Bro, this kid, bro, there's this fucking 14-year-old kid,
He is
bro.
big, he's pretty big.
He don't feel like no 14-year-old.
I got him for you today, dog.
You gotta move him around, dog. I saw you hit him with that crazy ass. I got your ass. We're out here making 14-year-olds a bitch, dog. Hey, and hold on. I don't know if anybody's noticed the new drip. Hey, so was this known all along or what? Because I had no idea, dog. BTW, guys. Your boy is official like a whistle. I ain't no more brown belt for life. Now the pressure's on. I'm like a little bit happy, but a little bit sad. I'm like, damn, now I got to really start training, bro. I got to back this belt, dog. Hey, how long, bro? 17 years, man. Guys, I've been training my whole life. Had to end up like, was kind of like coach this for the last 5 years. Had no gym. Ever since I moved to Miami, like didn't really have a gym or a team. Built my own, I built my own little squad now at Boxer. Shout out to my crew. But a little bit lost in limbo in the jiu-jitsu world. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't really sure where I stood. I was at one point thinking, I'm just never going to get a black belt. That's just not for me. That's just not going to be my thing. I'm just going to be an MMA guy. Was this a part all along or what? I had no idea, bro. You guys hit me like... And then the day when it happened with the promotions, man, I'm getting smashed. I'm like, why does this guy keep putting the damn camera in my face, bro? Every time I look over, there's a camera in my face, seeing me getting smashed, dog.
It's gonna be good for you too. Yes, we did film it. I did plan it. Yeah, this is like talking about like this kind of unique experience we all had out here, like, and also like all those years we put in out in Thailand. Like we were kind of figuring it out. Like we had coaches, but we were kind of just figuring out like how to cut weight, like now everything's like, kind of really manicured now. Everyone has a dietitian and all this stuff. And those days we were like figuring out like cutting weight and water loading and training and all this type of stuff. And then that included as jiu-jitsu guys. We bonded over jiu-jitsu first, when we first met, we were both purple belts, and it was DJ Matt that I was living with, and he was from Miami. And he's like, I already knew like we'd be similar because he's like, yo, because like DJ Matt was like, yo, this guy's kind of like you, man. I think you like him. I think you get along. He's like a purple belt. He's like a fighter. You know, he's like loud. He's like kind of your size. And I was like, oh shit. And then from like day one we got along. It's pretty funny.
And we went for the Kimura game on each other right away. We both went.
Yeah.
I felt like I just rolled with myself after the first day. Did we just become best friends after you went for the Kimura on me?
yeah, it was like that. But yeah, so we were both, you know, do you have to be like a jiu-jitsu person to go through MMA? Of course not, you know, but yeah, for us that was something that we were not chasing, but it was something that was like a part of us, you know. We had jiu-jitsu roots, you know, and yeah, we both competed and fought and both got our brown belts together, which was fucking sick. We got
we were already purple belts when we met, right?
Yeah, purple belts when we met. We got our brown belts together.
Bro.
Yeah.
Holy snaps, we got.
And yeah, out there doing it and fighting pro and you know different things. And we both had coached young as purple belts, and then we got our brown belts at that time. Black belts were just kind of you know there for 2 years, 3 years, and we both got ours from Chris Valmos from New York, and Tariq actually got his, but I think a few days earlier than ours. We took a picture on the day, but I think he was actually technically. Because I remember I was away fighting and Tariq got a brown belt and I was like, what? And then I got a submission and I got the brown belt after that.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, Thailand's like a crazy place. Like not everyone stays here forever, like our dumbasses, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, he ended up, you know,
what is it about us that made us stay, though? What is it about this
Yeah.
place? I think we were just too plugged up or what, you know?
I didn't want to get a real job, you know? But didn't want to go to the real world. But he ended up leaving and it left us as like a Ronin, you know? And, you know, samurai without a master. And, you know, even around that time as well, I had like, always had my relationship with Josh Hinger, but you know, he was the guy who I first started with, gave me a blue belt. He came back into my life and was like, dude, I'm gonna take you under my wing and I'm gonna show you some stuff. And man, I was like forever grateful for that. I remember those conversations and eventually he promoted me. And Tariq as well, he reconnected with his kind of old coach. And yeah, I think, you know, you had, as jiu-jitsu is very tough, you know, you've been out here for so long and sometimes it just happens, you get, you know, kind of like left in limbo. And,
yeah,
you know, when you
sure,
went
man.
back to Miami, it didn't work out kind of as planned. And yeah, that's kind of how it all came to now or whatever. Like who's gonna, you know, give you a black belt, even though we've been training the same amount of time and coaching and fighting and on there doing it every day for the past, you know, however many years. So yeah, we definitely had already planned it. Me and Tariq had planned it because I'm a first degree black belt, and in jiu-jitsu, you know, I mean, who's checking the rules? I don't know, whatever the rules are, right? But in jiu-jitsu, you're not supposed to give out a black belt until you're a second degree, which means 6 years. So I'm a first degree black belt, but Tariq is a second degree black belt. So I had actually messaged Josh Hinger, and I asked him, "Is it okay if we do this?" So everything is all kosher and stamped, and we made sure we could do it together. Come from, like I say it often. I said it in the speech as well. I put on my Instagram posts. We didn't promote you under us. We promoted you beside us, and yeah, it was really cool to do it with Tariq and myself, and it was a cool day. So we had already planned it. And then when you first came, you came in like the typical honey badger, a bit, you know, ready to go, and ended up, you laid down the bike a little bit, wasn't training for a little bit off the mats.
Man, yeah.
And then, so it got delayed a little bit. I had already had the team already ready. I had the photographers, I had people ready to go, because Frank was traveling, and I wanted to make sure everyone was there, and then Joe Ray was here. And then, yeah, we decided to put it off a little bit, and then I think everything happened in the right way.
Kind of happened good. Look at the mat stuff when we did it.
Yeah, it happened.
Perfect,
Everything,
you know?
super like the right way, organic. We did it. A lot of our friends were on the mat. He didn't know. I thought he would have figured it out. And it was so funny because you're staying at my house, and I was so excited that morning. And it was like so sunny out. We wake up, we're like having coffee together, like shooting the shit. Like, yo, and I wanted to be like, yo, you excited? You know, but like I didn't want to ruin it. I was like, all right, I had to like consciously tell myself, don't like be like, hey man, you excited?
I would have preserved my energy on some of these first rolls, bro.
It was so funny because Nogi class is 10 a.m. and I was like, all right, Friday, he's been training hard all day, all week. I was like, he's gonna like show up fresh for 10 a.m. Then he wanted to go to kickboxing at 8 a.m. And then I think you skipped it, and then you had something else at 9 a.m. and then you're like, I'm not gonna do it.
I had the shits, bro, real bad, though. I remember we were scared I wasn't even gonna come, bro.
Oh yeah, he woke up.
That's why I didn't go to kickboxing. I was already like, on my ass. I was banged up, bro, pretty bad.
He was at my house, and I was like, oh my God, like, I've already invited everybody. I invited Bruno, I invited a bunch of friends. Like, that's what, a lot of people were there. I invited a bunch of friends.
Bro,
I said,
I didn't even put the pieces together when everybody was there.
We wake up in the morning, and we're like getting some coffee, and he's like, oh, my stomach. And I'm like, oh my God. And I go, nah, just have some apple cider vinegar. He's like, you think so? I was like, yeah, you'll be good. And then he had some apple cider vinegar and water, and he's like, yeah, I feel better. And I was like, all right.
We made it happen,
and
dog.
then,
Thank God, bro. Imagine if I don't show up.
Yeah, it was so funny. Everyone's on the mats. You know, we have really, really great pictures. Pictures last a lifetime. And so the plan was like, all right, recap the technique. And I used you as a dummy, I think, too. Put a little pressure on you because I don't think I used you as the dummy all week. And just kind of see. And then I wanted to go like a bunch of short positionals, but I already told all the boys, like, hey guys, just float around him and in between rounds, just don't let him go with anybody else but us. Because what's he gonna do, you know? I was like, what's he gonna do? Like, I'll get him early, so I got him in the second round. But like in the third or fourth round, when fucking George or Tariq's coming up to him, like, I knew you weren't gonna say no. Yeah, like, were you gonna be like, nah, I'm good, you know? Like,
bro, it was crazy. And then like, I'll tell you what, man, for taking so long, like, for the mix happen, like, bro, I've been training for 17 years, you know, it's a little bit long. It's like kind of double the time that was expected, you know. I thought I was gonna be like, I was on pace to be like a 10-year black belt, you know what I'm saying? Even before.
Mine was 13. I thought I was like, I'm a professional, I dedicate my life to it. But just as life goes, and then, you know, you stop thinking about it. But it happened in the right way. So it's funny, so we're just kind of going one by one, and like, and again, I was like peeking to see if he was gonna crack. Like we're just like, man, we wonder if he's gonna crack, but what's he gonna do? Like tell Tariq like
No, we just kept going. Everybody, George, Bruno, fucking
and then
Jason Manley. Oh my gosh, bro.
So then I was like, I learned this from Josh. I was like, all right, we wanna do it and we wanna do it together, and like we'd already talked about, when we line up on our mat, it's fucking big. So I project and I speak loud, but this is kind of a moment where you want everyone to really hear you. And Josh, because he had talked about like don't get in that big line like that. You got to trick them, and you got to say, all right, guys, come over. We're going to do one more technique. So that way everyone's there and can listen and tie it. So it's so funny. I hope we have it on camera somewhere because George noticed it too. So I was like, all right, guys, everyone. So we did a bunch of rounds, and usually we don't bring it back in the middle. So I was like, all right, guys, I just like had to chat shit. I was like, all right, guys, like bring it back around. I want to show you one more thing or something. And Tariq was supposed to have the belt like behind, and so we had to have it. There was a few times like I was like, man, he could see, so I was like, Emilio, scoot up a little bit.
I had no idea, dog.
And I thought he would. It was so funny.
Still
so
had
even before
no
this,
idea,
bro. So I go. So he's already cooked, and I go, all right, guys, everyone come around, and I'm like, I have to like make it not so obvious to be like, hey, Emilio, can I use you as a dummy? You know? So then I was like, yo, where's Emilio? I couldn't find him, and I'm like, George, I was like, dude, where's Emilio? We couldn't find him, like he wasn't in front of us. And I see him just like back huffing and puffing, and grabbing water, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to like, in front of everyone, call him over while he just looks absolutely fucked. I was like, yo, Emilio! And you looked at me, and he was like, your face just looks so mad, bro. It's so funny. I was like, I was gonna be like, and in my head, I was like, yo, just don't crack right now, bro. Just fucking get over here. Like, don't crack, just kind of let it go. And anyways, we sat you down, and I had to, you know, what else is funny, you probably didn't see. So I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do? Have him sit down and pretend like I'm showing him like some back attack hand fighting system, and Tariq will come behind me and give him the belt. And Paul, our videographer, we know the whole, everyone knows the kind of what's going on, when I'm gonna do it. So it's everything is for this moment, right? So I get behind you, and I start to do some hand fighting thing. And as I'm about to like release for Tariq to come up, I see Paul over in my eyesight, and he's trying you not to notice, but he's looking at me. He's showing me like, I think it was the battery died or the card was full or something. And he's like, and I was like, oh my God, this is so awkward. So
I'm there getting talked to,
I don't know if
right?
you remember, yeah. So I see him doing it, and I'm like, I wasn't even teaching a real technique. I was just like talking to like kill time. And then so I see he doesn't have the camera, so I'm like, oh my God, I gotta keep talking, and Emilio's gonna think I'm so stupid. I was like, he's gonna be like, what's going on? And then I see him, he had the camera, he gives me a little wink, and then I go, all right, one more time, and I step away, and then, Tariq came tied around your waist. What was that like? Yeah, you tell me what was going through your head.
Dog, I still can't even really like, I've been trying to process it. I should have just took a drive that day and kind of just like went off alone for a little bit. I went the next day, but then it started raining. I was like, oh, that's when the rain came, but thank God we got the black belt just before. But man, like, bro, when you were I didn't realize it, and then when he put the belt around, I thought we were playing a game. We were gonna do like the rear naked choke, but with one arm. Cause he's like, all right, and he tied one arm. I was like, why is my one arm tied? You know what I'm saying?
See it in the pictures. When you see it in the pictures, Tariq comes and ties the belt around him, and it looks like he's tying his arm to his waist.
But I had my arm here, and then once I took the arm out and I saw that it was a belt, man, I was just like, it was so many people, and like, bro, to be fair, I was like, in my heart, like in my inside, I was crying hard, dog. That's why I couldn't really do a speech, you know, because it's like, I was like pretty emotional, man. I couldn't believe it. Like it all just started hitting me, you know. And then, like I remember when we were even jogging after class, and we kept rolling more, and we did like the jogging after to close it down. I was just tearing up, like, yo, this is what it's all for, you know. Like this trip, man, it's just been like magical. It's been a special trip, and then just to cap it off like that, I couldn't believe it, bro. Like when you were talking and when they were putting it around my belt, man, I was like, it was hard, bro. It was very emotional. I started crying a little bit. I was tearing up like crazy. And then when you were talking, then I wanted to do the speech, and I felt like I kind of blopped up the speech, you know. But I was like, oh, you would have told me, oh, you're getting promoted today. I would have rolled so good, dog. Would have been known. And at one point, you know, when George fucking arm triangled me, and I'm so mad because this fucking guy just comes off the couch and catches me, and I'm just, you know, when you were talking and you were demonstrating the rear naked choke, the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm just so mad about how my rolls were. I'm like, yo, everybody fucked me up today, bro. I just got beat up by everybody. I had my first good rolls in the first round when I went with the heavy guy, you know? My guy from Miami, the black belt, you know? And I was like, oh, they want to get some footage for like some videos. Like, oh, I got to fuck this guy up on camera. And then I went to the next guy and then the camera stayed on me, dog. I didn't understand it, bro, but when you wrap the belt around, bro, and it all started hitting me, I couldn't believe it. First of all, I didn't even know we could do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know this. I didn't think it was a reality. I didn't even think it was a possibility. You know what I'm saying? So when it all hit me on there, I was just like, fucking hell, man. I couldn't believe it. It was like, I'm still in awe from it. I don't know when it's going to hit me or if it never hits you. You know, it's kind of like.
Wait till the video comes out. We make a nice little video. It's going to be on our YouTube channel. Check it out.
Oh, man, I cannot wait, bro. Yeah, that video's going to be sick. And then like just everything all together. If I wish I could. I've been redoing the speech in my head like over and over again.
I fucked up my speech too. When I got a black belt, I thought I talk a lot and I talk in front of a lot of people a lot.
Yeah, bro, I got nervous when everybody was just quiet staring at me. I felt like I was doing comedy, bro. There's like 100 people staring at us, you know?
Yeah. For like being coaching and like passing technique and people listening, like watching you a lot, then it felt weird to like talk. Oh shit! Now it's all about this is weird, you know? Like that's I really was caught off guard. I think my speech when Josh gave me a black belt was kind of shit too, but it just. Mine was really the same thing. It's the same point I make a lot. Is like, you know, there's so many reasons that we love the journey or whatever, training and whatever. But the people you meet and the people that stick with it, and you have now the stories together over this many long, and the people that make it to black belt together. For me, it's like there's so much I love, obviously, but the people you meet is like that's so special, and the people that stick with it. You know, it's not easy to get a black belt. Stick around and you know try to keep that love for it, especially when you end up in limbo and even when you dedicate your whole life to it, it still doesn't happen. But I think everything happened in the right way, and it was pretty sick. And,
no, that's the thing. It took me 17 years to get my black belt. It wasn't the way I thought. I was waiting, like I was trying to get it right through black through the same coach. My old coach doesn't even train anymore. You know, doesn't even have a gym anymore. So it kind of threw me off. But it's the way it all happens for a reason, man. Everything happens for a reason, and the way it couldn't have been more perfect than it was because of my boys here. You know, you guys set that up, man. I couldn't, bro. You know what I'm saying? Check me out, boy. I'm going to sleep with this shit. I'm going to Susie Wong. I went to Susie Wong.
Now you showing this thing off online.
You can't see it.
You got to protect it.
Now I got to protect it, bro.
And Josh told me that too as well. You know, like kind of every belt, I think you don't feel ready for it. Even if you like, you're a blue belt, you're tapping out purples. When you get the purple, you're like, oh shit, no, I'm not just a good blue. I got to fucking be a good purple. You know, I got to get the brown belts. You know, and I think you really grow into it at whatever level. Like I was confident in my skills already. You know, I was also left in limbo, and then, you know, some things, and then during COVID, I was supposed to get about, and then, you know, things go. And,
True. Josh was going to come before COVID, like right around there, right?
It took me 13 years, and I dedicated my entire life to this thing, you know, so you'd think it's quicker, but at the end of the day, it's you know, the belt is just a representation of that like I put in the time, and you do have to, I mean, everyone can do different things, but like, now everyone says, and it just depends on your competitor, coach, whatever, now it starts. Now you're like, oh, whoa, I'm a black belt jiu-jitsu, like, what does that mean to, and everyone has a different definition. It's not everyone's thing, you know? Not any one definition is wrong necessarily, you know? What does that mean? And me having it feels like a lot of responsibility, not only to myself, but even Josh said, when he gave me a black belt, to him too, that represents, you know, him. And if I don't teach jiu-jitsu good in a good way, and not like good coach, bad coach, but just like represent it well, not be a weirdo, not creep people out, not teach, you know, obviously bad techniques, and, you know, courage, show, not be scared to roll, and all this type of thing. I mean, you grow into it, and for me, it means a lot. You know, I don't know, everyone.
Yeah, do you feel like you've grown into your black belt a lot more? Like you've taken training a little bit more serious and put a little bit more oomph on it now since you've been back as a black belt?
For sure, yeah. I mean, I've been riding that high for a while because I wanted to get my black belt, you know. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna be undeniable. I'm just gonna be good to be good, you know, because, you know, just whatever. That's why you want to train to be good, and but 100% that, like, you know. Yeah, I don't think I would have gotten it if I wasn't ready of it. But then I feel now that I'm, you know, I feel so much better than I was, you know, 3.5 years ago, like way better. just in my like ability to not only roll but like teach it. I feel like I'm a better coach, better teacher, and it's a unique perspective here as well because I teach so many people all the time. And how do I like share my things with people all the time is I get a lot of reps doing it every day.
And you can do like
Yeah.
that's the thing, you get a lot of reps and you get a lot of different body types and frames, you know what I'm saying? Like you kind of got to teach you got to think of what can I teach here that everybody's going to be able to take something from today, right?
Sure, and I think being open to like not being so closed-minded as a coach, where maybe even I was in the past, but that like just maybe that's ego or just not understanding of like, okay, you can show techniques and do techniques, but it won't always be the same for every person. It just won't. Anyone that thinks that a guy that my size and my height is going to do, either they can do similar techniques to somebody longer, stronger, bigger, shorter, fat, whatever it is, try to adapt it for their body type. And I think the ego comes and you say it has to be like this. And, you know, given that I have so many different body types and so many different people, I'm always going to teach something that everyone can do, you know, but just being open and telling them, hey, your legs are a little bit longer. For me, I'm pretty short. It might be easy to get my leg out. For you, it might be difficult. So maybe try this, you know, and I think that's, I don't know. I'm just always trying to really, just for myself, I want to coach better, teach better, roll better. So you're going to grow into it. And then now you have it, right? So now you got it, right? So now it's up to you, right? I mean, Tariq obviously said that too. It's just, it's not up to anyone else but you.
Yeah, for sure. Like I definitely like, man, I'm not going to front. Like when I was living back home and I was in America, I was kind of drawing a little bit away. I was teaching, I haven't taught jiu-jitsu in a long time either, you know, I haven't taught jiu-jitsu in a couple years. And what I mean is that I haven't taught jiu-jitsu, I haven't been doing like Monday through Friday. Okay, guys, we're starting with arm bar to triangle. I haven't been showing no systems. I was a little bit at Wolfpack and then I left that gym that I was at. But since I've been at Boxer, I've been just focusing on MMA. So I do one jiu-jitsu class a day there, but I still do a lot of jiu-jitsu privates, you know, and I'm teaching guys the basics, but
it's a jiu-jitsu in a different form.
Yeah, exactly. It's still training every day, you know?
Yeah, of course.
But now I feel like I have more reason to come back on the mat. Now I want to keep training again. It's kind of refueled the fire that I have, you know, like reignited the flame, you know, and there's always been a flame there. But then sometimes you think, oh, I'm too old or I don't got it anymore. Then I look around and I'm just like, no, I'm just getting started now, you know?
I feel
now
way
the journey
better
begins,
than I was.
you know?
I'm 36 now. I feel I'm way better jiu-jitsu than I was a few years ago, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing too with the mental, you know? Like whatever you think you can or whether you think you can, it's 100% true, you know? And I'm trying to realize that more now. I guess that's why so many guys want to fight into their older age is because like when you want to start, like after been training for a long time, especially fighting, you know, like now that I'm older and wiser and mature, I might not have the same athleticism, you know, but my skill level and my mindset is so different now that it makes me want to like jump back in there, you know what I mean? Just because of I swear, man, it's like, I kind of want to reset it, you know? The only thing I'm mad about, that I liked about being brown belt was that I was going to do IBJF and just smash all those brown belt tournaments. Now I got to fucking go to black belts, whatever. I'll just go do the old man divisions on black belt.
You're in like, by this age, you're fucking Masters 3 or something, bro.
I know, but I would smash, I would love to go to brown belt and smash them. But then what if you lose? That'd be more pressure to lose, you know?
No, those guys are good. They've been, it took Josh Hinger like 4 or 5 tries to win Masters Worlds. Those guys have been black belts longer. They're older,
true. No, but I'm talking about a brown belt, you know? Get these older brown belts, you know what I'm saying? I've been a 17-year brown belt. That's where it's at, baby. That's how you clean up in those divisions, you know? But man, it feels so good. It was a surreal moment, bro. It really was. I was like tearing up. I was trying to not hold back. I didn't want to cry in front of 100 people and be like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I'm saying? But there's a few fucking UFC fighters there too, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I'm about to lose some street cred, bro.
Yes, we had a stacked mat.
But it was a stacked mat. And like, to have the people that were there, like anybody who means anything to me, not only just in Thailand, like in the world, man. Like I had my student from Miami here, I had Kai Shong here, Tiffany here, like people who've been taught with me. I had students of mine from all over the country, not all over the world, not even the country, you know, like Plume, some of Samong Dong came too.
Some other Miami people.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's cool.
We had Miami guys there. It was a dream come true, man.
We did it for the content.
What's up?
We did it for the video. I did it for the content.
We do it for the content. It's like, yo, this is gonna go viral. You know what I'm saying? But if I would have cried, it would have. I don't know if I cried, but I was like tearing. I don't know if you could tell.
I was really wondering if we were gonna break him. I was like, oh god, like I want to break him, but I don't. I was like, just don't.
Oh, you mean with the rolling?
Just with you, yeah. If you were gonna one day, just like, what the, let's like.
No, I mean, I just kept losing. You know what I mean? I was alright. I just had to take my L's out. Like, yo, everybody.
There's a funny picture of George with his dumbass face. You know, he looks at people like this, and he's looking at someone, and you can see your shoulder. And we know it's you. And I said, yo, what was this picture? And he was like, I think you must have looked at him and been like, yo, like, I'm fucking getting smashed. And he was like, so what? Like, it's a funny picture.
Oh,
you can insert that picture there.
Yeah, man. Hey, and now on big week, man.
We went to
Black
go celebrate.
belt.
Where did we celebrate at? The only way to celebrate a jiu-jitsu black belt. What did we do for our celebration?
Hey, yo, Tony's. Bro, let's get into that, dog. So you build Bangtao, you build one. To me, this is the best gym in the world right now, hands down, without a doubt. I don't think there's anybody that, maybe facility-wise, there might be people to match, but as far as the coaching staff and just the whole operation, the setup with the cafe, the gear, the training, even the training, how do you say it? The gear shop is just, bro, the best gear, the baddest gear, you know what I'm saying? I swear to God, Bangtao is like a culmination of Sabai Gi, Siam sub-series, and the Jiu-Jitsu night class, and Tiger Muay Thai all in one, you combined, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the super child of all those formations and all those ideas put into one. But, the one thing I never knew you were a pizza guy. How did the Tony's Pizza idea come across? And what a genius idea, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a trip too. Yeah, so maybe you know, don't you? Yeah, so I started a place here called Tony's New York Pizza. And we'll restart on that. You asked me, I'm going to reset it because I'm not going to say it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so actually it was a really cool opportunity. You know, I've always wanted a business outside of the gym. You know, I saw what happened on the soy Tayed.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. You know, when we were coaches and we were fighting there the whole time, like I saw a lot of people make a lot of money off that road, but we were like broke fighters and coaches, you know? So a lot of people are opening tattoo shops and cafes and hangout spots and all these like people that had like were, you know, making money online or marketing, whatever, like they weren't fighters, so they weren't broke. So a lot of people made a lot of money off that road except for us. You know, we were just the guys that, you know, the coaches and the fighters. And so I knew that when we had opened up Bangtao, I already knew that from like the beginning. I would go, all right, I'm gonna open a gym and then I'm gonna open up supporting business around it. Just feed the customers from one gym to the other gym and help build that community. That's what made the community on the soy so good, was that you had the gyms and then people opened up different places. So I always knew I wanted to do it. From the day that I was looking for a property, from the day that we selected this property, I was like, all right, in the future, where would I put business? Yeah, for sure, day one. And what that business was, I didn't know. And then when I had the money yet, didn't have any money. We were spending all the money on here, I didn't have any. So I was always thinking about it. So the idea was there for a long time to do something outside of the gym. And then I was like, all right, like we're, you know, gonna be, maybe have some ability to be able to do some other opportunities. What kind of thing could I do? And whatever it had to be, I realized it had to be simple because this gym is so much. There's so much to do in this gym, right? Not just me, of course, everybody here. It's just a lot, from the classes to the music to going through the designs, and for us going through the cafe and the menu and events, and every individual interaction is so important, every single person. So I needed something that was less than that, okay? Because I can't take away my attention, I can't take away my time from here. This is my baby, you know? So earlier, like some ideas I had tossed around, I was like, all right, maybe just like takeaway coffee. You know, there's some coffee places around here, but like it's 7 a.m, is there a place you just grab a cup where you go to work, or just grab a cup that has like a cool logo or something, and all you really need is a coffee maker? But so my original ideas was takeaway coffee and actually frozen yogurt, which is funny because now 2 of my friends did that. But yeah, easy, frozen yogurt, coffee, take it away. So I had that kind of idea floating around, but you know, wasn't really concrete or anything. I'm not like a huge coffee person. I'm not like a huge froyo person. I mean, I like it, of course, but so I had those ideas for a while. And then again, looking around areas, it didn't seem like any areas was developed. You know, the right business didn't really pop into my head. And there was a time last year when, I'm not gonna go so deep into the whole story, but there was a time last year where I was just going through a bit of tough few months, and it was right halfway through the year, 2024. I was going through a tough few months, and my house flooded. I got all these infections all over my skin. I got pink eye. I was really struggling. I ended up getting to this new house. The sun came out again, the waves came out, I started surfing, I started feeling myself again, but I just couldn't keep my skin clean. Every time I trained, I think my immune system was so shot from just everything. I needed real time away from the gym. And there was a fight trip to Bali. We had a few of our guys fighting amateur, and it was like a little crew. It was like me, Brad, Frank, Hassan, Toby, like a good little crew and a good little, all right, let me go to Bali, be there for the boys. You know, being there with amateur fighters is so filling, you know, and I'll surf a little bit. And then I was going to take a week away to go to Lombok, the island next to Bali, and I needed some time to just get myself together, let my body recover. just get the infections out and all that. And so I did. So I was going to go to Lombok, and just by chance, I thought it'd be easy, like a bunch of flights a day. You could just book your flight to Lombok the next day, no problem. I looked to go book it, and you couldn't book it for 2 days. I was like, shit, what am I going to do? I'm going to stay here in Bali now for 2 days. I couldn't go till Tuesday. So Anthony Leone, who's I've known him for a very long time, from back in the Phuket days. He was one of the founders of Bali MMA. So I had seen him, and he had started a new gym called Woven Jiu-Jitsu right near the beach, Echo Beach. And so I was surfing at Echo Beach, and I went to go surprise him in his no-gi class, because he'd been asking me to come. You got to come. And because I didn't have that flight, I surprised him. I went to his no-gi class, check out his gym, support him, just catch up with him. And then he's like, hey, you want to come check out the pizza shop? So Tony, Anthony Leone, had started a pizza shop a few years ago in Bali. He partnered with one of his students, a purple belt, Angelo, who's a really well-known chef in Bali. And I didn't think much of it. He started a New York pizza shop in Bali. I was like, oh, cool, man, he's selling pizza. So anyways, I go to train his class. He goes, let's go eat. I go, let's go grab a slice. And we sit down, and I just want to catch up. And he starts telling me the business of the pizza shop. And he starts telling me the numbers and the margins and their growth and all these plans, and how, because he's well known because of owning the gym and all this, it was a really good start. And he goes, you should do this in Phuket. And right away I go, yes, I should. It wasn't even like it was like right away I was like, bang, all these things, okay. I wanted a business outside the gym. I wanted something more simple. I want something still fun. I want something that's not competition with Bangtao. And then the franchise idea, he's like, yeah, we're franchising. And then it was like, bang, all at once. Like, bring the same customers. It's similar model to Bali. The branding's there. I love pizza and chicken wings. I'm from, set the record straight, I'm not Tony from New York. I'm Alex from Maryland. I was born in Washington, D.C. My family is from New York. So I do have a lot of connection. I grew up going to New York. My grandfather was born in New York City in 1925. He's still 100 years old. My mom's from New York. I felt all this connection. And right away I was like, whoa, that's a good idea. And the next day I went to Lombok. I went surfing. My body starts cleaning out. I just got out whatever infections I was going on with me, and just thinking, and I was by myself and having some of the best waves I've ever surfed, and my mind was super clear. And I'd come back to Phuket, and even though it was rainy season, I just felt so good. I felt from the surfing and from the conversations I had and seeing my friends, and then this idea for Tony's. It's raining, but I'm looking around. I'm like, all right, where could be a nice place? I gotta do Tony's. And like a day or two later, I went to go sit at this cafe called Bruschetta, and my friend Peter goes there, and I look at him and he's smiling. He's got this big smile on his face. It's raining at the gym, and he goes, I go, what's wrong? Why are you so happy? And we look across the street. There's this construction site going on. It's 41 new shops, like a strip mall kind of, 41 new shops, and it's still under construction. He goes, I just got 3 of those. And I was like, 3? And he already has another business. So again, right away, in like an instant, I didn't know how his other business was doing, but in an instant, if he was willing to take 3, it must be going somewhat decent. So then in like an instant, I go, whew. I like shook my head. I was like, oh, is it still available? He's like, here's the phone number. So I called the landlord. And also, since I had already had that idea, so I was already back for a few days, I had talked to some of my close friends, 2 of my really close friends, our old Phuket friends, Jeff Sainlar and Joe Ray. And what's really cool about doing Bangtao and doing these things, I've had a lot of people, that means a lot to me, like, say, hey, if you ever have another idea, let us know. A lot of people say that to me, and that is like a crazy thing to say. And those were 2 guys that have said it. Hey, if you're ever doing something, let me know. And I remember those, and both those guys have gone on to their life outside Phuket and done well for themselves. They both make pretty decent money at this point. And I had threw the idea out there. I said, hey, remember that time you, just curiosity, if I had an idea, would you be interested? And so yeah, anyways, then Peter had said, yeah, call the landlord. I went and I guess I don't even know if you needed the whole story, but here it is. Yeah. So I called the landlord. She told me the price, and I was like, man, should I do this? Should I not do this? I'm thinking about it. And I go, okay, this is everything I wanted. I wanted a business outside the gym. I wanted something that's less involved, not less involved, but it's already this kind of what I call plug and play. I plug in the system and I can just work it. I wanted something still fun, all these type of things. I want more connection to Bali. My friends, I go, okay, I need to do this. This is everything I wanted. And I called her, she don't pick up. I drive over there, I put down a deposit, bang, straight away. Even Tony, Anthony Leone, I called him just to see if he was really in or not, because we had talked about it, obviously, but talk is talk. I'm sure a lot of people talk. And I put the money down. He didn't answer, and I was like, fuck it. And then he calls me later, and I told him, I was like, yo, I got a space. And he's just like, let's go. Like, he's stoked, you know? And same with Jeff and Joe. I was like, I didn't have a business plan yet. I had a rough idea of what it was going to cost, which is, of course, it was more expensive than you think.
Way more
of course, right? But it wasn't too far off. And from that day, I remember that drive. I still remember that, you know? And I remember there's a lot of days that are burned in my brain of different things that I've done, you know? And I remember driving down, and I just had this, like, high. And, you know, I was coming off a few months of, like, pretty lows, you know? And just, you know, life shit. And I just had this thing, and I was like, oh, I'm fucking doing it. I'm doing it, you know? Like, and I figured at that point, if anything, if it doesn't work out, I just lost that money. And from that moment, boom, I start telling the boys, I start making my plan, you know, going, and now we're here. And so, yeah, now Tony's New York Pizza. So I franchised it. If you guys have ever been to Bali, Tony's New York Pizza, Anthony Leone, Angelo Tellini, these guys have put together, and that's also what's so fun. These guys have put together an awesome product. The food is, like, unbelievable. The branding is super cool, you know, and I just get to take it, and because we're friends, like, I get to put my spin on it. Those guys really trust me. They believe in me. Jeff and Joe believe in me. You know, it's really great ideas to bounce ideas off of, and we help each other a ton. But, you know, I think these guys know me long enough to just kind of let me, you know how I get when I get into something, I just kind of get obsessed with it. And yeah, it was super cool to show them, and I'm super cool to show you. We tried to get you back for the grand opening. I tried to navigate and plan that.
It was supposed to happen, but
came 2 days later, but yeah. And,
damn, it was 2 days after the grand opening.
So yeah, now we're open. Tony's New York Pizza. It's just a few minutes away from the gym. It's like, you know, we got pizza by the slice, pizza on display. So that's what I love too. Like, it doesn't have to be like a whole, like, you know, big show or anything. You just want a slice of pizza, go there, get a slice. They reheat it, 3 minutes, bingo, bang, you're done, you know?
Bro, that's something. There was none of that in Phuket, man. The whole pizzas, it's crazy. There's never good pizza in the city. It's crazy.
Yeah, chicken wings, buffalo wings, and, like, also is more important for me as well. Not more important, but I want to make a place that my friends can hang out. Like, we talk about that here. It's super cool. Like, I look around, I'm like, man, all my friends are here. And the pizza shop is good food. There's good music on there. I curated the whole playlist, right? We talk about that. So I want any one of my friends to go in there, or any families or anybody goes in there where you go in, you feel good, they know your name, they know your order, they know your order already.
I sit down, they got to sing her, they don't have to say nothing, they just know they bring
what's it like in Cheers? You know, you want to go where everyone knows your name, you know?
Yeah.
And, I wanted to bring that feel and that vibe into the shop, and just like the local pizza shop, you know, when we grow up, pretty sure everyone in America, maybe around the world, but, like, there was a local pizza shop, like, no matter where you're from, like, that's where you ordered after, like, the soccer game, or that's where, like, you went for a birthday, or, like, you know, whatever it was. There was, like, a local pizza shop. That's the fridge on the magnet. Fuck, it's raining out, let's call delivery, you know? Like, everyone likes
now
pizza.
We have one here in Bangtao, so it's just becoming more homely of a spot to be, you know?
Yeah.
Not only you get the best training, but you get tremendous food, too. And the Thai food in this area is low-key good, man. It's a little more pricey, but I don't even notice, to be fair. From Miami, I don't remember
depends where you go. We still get the Camel Guy for,
we still get Camel Guy for good
$100.
prices.
Yeah,
Everything's
60,
good
$70.
shot. But man, one of the amazing things that I learned too, that I learned from you, is that from Tony's is, I guess we all get it from, you get, like, once you get good at something, like, everybody takes different times to get good, right? But once you get good, you learn that to get good at one thing is the same steps and principles that apply to getting good at anything, right?
Sure.
You got getting good at jiu-jitsu, became a great fighter, coach, jiu-jitsu practitioner, brown belt. You got your black belt. You made Bangtao Gym, which you were talking about, which is crazy, like, crazy experience, you know, like, crazy hard, super tough business. But then all the things you learn, all the knowledge you gain from making this business, now you can use it to make other businesses, you know?
Sure.
And it all starts from the competence of getting good at jiu-jitsu, right? Like you're saying, like, getting good at the mats. And now, what I was realizing that I noticed as being a big change in you from before, you've always surfed since I known you, since the early days of Phuket. You used to have the one that you got from Leone, you know, like the
crazy story.
You had the bike with the surf rack on the bike, but I seen that you've also reinvented. You found like a newfound love for surfing, right? Which has, like, been, like, I feel like it's really helped and changed you in a lot recently.
Yeah, for sure. Balance, right? You know, you need that like opposite, you know, the surfing has, like, helped me a ton, you know, like, just so many ways, but it's, like, been my perfect balance away from the gym and the craziness. And again, so many ways you can give it, like, an analogy for life, but how it's like this almost sometimes polar opposite and similar from, like, combat, from jiu-jitsu and aggressive and business and all that, you know, being in the water, being in the sun, the calmness, no phone, no nothing. And then, of course, the adrenaline rush of catching a nice wave or challenging yourself and pushing yourself. It's maybe 100% a significantly happier calmer person, along with other things, you know, not just surfing, of course. There's a lot of other things that changed my life, but yeah, you see me up close now. When I go surf, I am up super early.
You love surfing though, but you really love surfing. When you wake up in the morning, I'm at the house with you now, and like, yo, you got the surfing YouTube channels, like
6:15. I was up this
doing
morning checking
surfing
the waves.
like I'm doing comedy, you know?
Yeah, it's been like the perfect counter to everything else I do, and then it feeds everything because like surfing and good waves and all that, and it just feeds back into like my energy levels. Like I fill back up, then my business gets better, my jiu-jitsu gets better, my jiu-jitsu gets better. Makes my surfing better because even sometimes talk about like jiu-jitsu is just kind of the thing I use to like navigate my mind through my life, like you said, like getting good at something. And like when I'm surfing and sometimes it's fucking heavy out there and you're kind of like, yeah, it's a little scary and you're at the mercy of the ocean and you got to catch your breath and you have to stay relaxed. I tell myself, I'm like, yeah, you are a black belt, you've earned these things, you've done this, you've been in this situation, breathe, calm, duck dive. Okay, it's hard. Yeah, no shit, it's hard. You got to keep going till you get out of the position. And yeah, it helped me a ton. And you know, and then they feed each other. It's for me is like I moved my house right to there. You saw where I moved my house.
Yeah.
At Surrey Beach. I moved there just so I can surf more.
Because you're close. You can pop in. You go surfing. You'll be back like in 45 minutes, an hour, and you're just right there.
I
like,
could go like a 20, 30 minute. I bring my watch. I got my watch on.
That's crazy, right? You can just go out, surf, and come back within 2 hours. You can be surfing and come back and go back to work, go back to teaching within an hour. You know, you can go out,
I'll get there. I can get there in 5 minutes. I'll surf for 30 minutes. I'll be back within the hour. If you have good waves, anyone that surfs, if there's good waves, 30 minutes that's even more than enough. You can get a bunch of good waves in 5 minutes. You know, if the waves are good.
Really.
And it's been it's done so much for me. And then another super thing that's been very like, I gotta stop fucking creating his whole life for him is George. You know, I got George back into surfing, or not back into, I got him into surfing during COVID when I was like really like started getting back into it like hard. I was like telling him about it, and he'd be like, "Man, shut up, quit talking about surfing." And then when we moved up to Bangtao, and his wife Nan was in America for 3 months, and he's like, "All right, let's go surfing," and he came out with me, and that was when he was just like. He can skateboard, so he can like, and he's athletic, and he's fucking George, so he ends up good at everything. Do whatever. Fucking asshole. And but he was just like hitting white water and just going straight, and he's like, "Oh, this is sick," you know. He's understanding like standing up, and then I would start showing him how like you go down the wave, and he started understanding. I show him lefts and rights, and then once he got that book, because he starts understanding. Okay, now going into unbroken wave, pumping and everything, and so now he's a few more years in, so it's so fun. Like me and him. Usually like we both know like our schedules, we both have similar like different schedules, and we both know like, all right, we both have an hour break, you know, one person go check the waves, we'll go surf. And like watching him improve too, like surfing, I've been a lot of the years out here in Phuket because it's not a big surf culture here. There are good waves when they're here, but it's not big in this area. And so I've been like having so much fun surfing on my own, and now the past few years like having George come out, and now he's getting better, so we are like surfing together now. It's like when you're like rolling with like a white belt at first, you know, you're like, man, they don't really do anything, but then your students start to catch up, and now you're doing it together. So like it's been super fun to bond with him even more, you know, and watch him get better and watch him fall in love with it as well. And it's a really cool thing to share with him. So
yeah, but you've been surfing for a long time. How's the surf? The waves are not that, and like in Phuket, the waves are a little bit different than like Bali and stuff like this, right? They don't break, or so, like they're short waves and something like this, right?
it's Phuket, Thailand. People don't even think they have waves. So every time there's been like Australians or like my buddy from Tahiti's come here, he has no idea. Like then I show him waves, and they're like, holy shit. There is a surf season here, and that's the rainy season. So it's about April, May to about September, October. So there is a season. Outside of the season, it's going to be practically none. Like flat the entire time, the appeal of jumping in off the longtail boat and all clear like that. But so there's a season, and in the season it's still Phuket and it's mostly sand break, so it's just not that consistent. But when it's good and when the conditions are good and you understand the different beaches to go to, yeah, it's fucking awesome. Like there's at least nobody out, you know, and there are good waves. Like there's barreling waves. Like I've seen people get barreled here, some other guys, and then that's how also you know too, and I realize a lot by watching really good surfer, even on shitty waves and smaller waves. If you watch them surf that, you're like, oh shit, I'm just not good. These guys are like ripping like small waves. My buddy from Tahiti, actually Taha'a is next to Tahiti. My buddy Michael, you met him, we call him Tahitian Michael. He's like he's from Tahiti, French Polynesia, like proper ripper, you know? And I have a board that he can ride, and we went out, and on the first day we're going out, he's just catching mad waves, seen him get barreled, like fat turns, like throwing airs, like,
really?
Yeah, super cool. So like, yes, it's not consistent, but on the good days, fuck, man, it's fucking awesome. And there's no one out, so like it's just a few people. So
That's the good thing about here, right? Like,
Yeah.
because sometimes you have to fight to for spots.
and it depends. Like, of course, I mean, places obviously like in Australia where there's like 150, 200 surfers out, you know. So and some places are aggressive. So there are good waves, and my boards are in the truck right now because there's waves on right now. I surfed yesterday, thank God. After I just got this tattoo, so I was out of the water for a little bit. I wasn't rolling and I wasn't surfing, but yeah, it's fun like to be able to show some people here because you know I'm just the one that I guess pushes a lot of things, I guess. But yeah, now George is like proper getting into it. He got his own board, got his own setup now. He knows because before he was checking the waves and it wasn't like the best waves. He'd be like, yeah, they're sick, and I go and I look, it's a bunch of like closeouts, means like it's not that good, and it's just like a really, not only for myself, like so fun, just super fun to do with my friends, and yeah, like you said, have that other thing. Like I am significantly a happier person when I can surf, even a little bit in a day, man. Like just really makes me like, yeah, it gives me a lot of fulfillment. And then same thing with the restaurant too. What I like about the restaurant, I like about surfing, expanding my horizon too, expanding my friend group, expanding my knowledge, expanding what I can talk to people about. Now I can travel and I meet people who are surfers and I ask them where they surfed and they tell me about different things and share knowledge. And then same with like the restaurant business, you know, like all of a sudden you open a pizza shop and you realize half of your friends have worked in a pizza shop. You know how many people have come to me like, oh my God, Alex, when I was a teenager, I used to make pizzas. I remember the boxes and I remember all this. And, you know, even again, the perfect kind of fit with the franchise as well. Tony's, Anthony Leone, he moved to Bali because he surfs. That's why he moved there. He's a black belt, OG fighter. Used to be in old school Bellator, old school WEC, like just out there doing it, you know. And so he's a fighter. He's a black belt. He's a surfer. There's like so much in common. And same with Chef Angelo. He's a big surfer as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's a big surfer.
That's how their friends. Because everybody surfs in Bali, right?
Well, yeah, and Angelo. Yeah, a lot of people went to Bali first because they went to go surf, and then they had other skills. They did jitsu. He's a chef and all that, and to have that connection too, you know, it's really cool. Like, if something's going on, and you know, Anthony sent me a message in the morning. He doesn't hear me till the afternoon. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh man, I was out. I was coaching my class and went for a surf, and then blah blah blah." He's like, "Yeah, cool, sounds good. All right, what are we working on next?" You know, like, it's just like a real fun connection. And now I got more reason to go back to Bali. So I go there. We go coach our fighters. I go surf, and then now we get to do pizza business. Yeah, so it's like for me, it kind of was like the perfect fit.
And there's a lot of fight. Bali's kind of popping right now. They got a little fight community out there. They got a lot of gyms. They got, I mean, all of our friends have different gyms, right? Like Anthony's got a gym. Andrew has the Bali of May, right?
Yeah.
And you got our boy Webby has a gym, Soma or something like this, right?
Yeah, so he's the head coach. So that all happened since COVID. Just like COVID was good or bad depending on how you did it, it did change things. It changed Phuket, right? We opened up our gym and other gyms opened, and now it's bigger and better, really. And same thing in Bali. It started as Bali MMA, and a few gyms, people just broke off, did their own thing. So now there's Soma, Mike, and then Yusuf as the head MMA coach, and then another one split off as well. Gianni Suba has his gym, The Block. Ian Larios is over there. That's another crazy Phuket story. I don't know if you follow that story as well. He's working with Jelly Roll.
Yeah, he was going on tour with Jelly Roll, you know?
And then Anthony opening up Woven, and the community there is cool. Honestly, I gotta say, and I've told some of the boys who've been there, I said right now I think the fight culture and community within the rival gyms is better in Bali. You know, they got Canggu Fight. Now you go there, there's 3 or 4 gyms fighting against each other. There's like this bit of like rivalry. You know, here we have the scale of it, obviously. Like the scale of these gyms are very big. We have Muay Thai every weekend. We have like the size and the space, but it's super cool to go to Bali we're just the Phuket guys. And I'm like neutral, you know? So like I'm friends with everybody. I go to check everyone's gym, and you know, I'm super grateful to have the relationship with them and be supportive of them, because I'm so happy to, I think as you get older too, and you realize that in life too, there's room for success for everybody. Someone else's success does not mean you won't be successful. So seeing other people I know that are successful, it's just in general, but in this industry, in this sport, is like super cool. So I'm really like, it's very cool to go over there, and go over there not with any other intention other than just like happy for the success. Yeah, Bali, I fuck with Bali, you know?
Yeah, there's an abundance mindset, you know? Like there is no shortage of success and money out there. There's enough for everybody to grab, you know? It's just a matter of going out there and grabbing it, you know? So sometimes people will get worried or they think about competition, but that just makes it better, right? Like it makes you know, what do they say? Like the tide rises, you know? So.
Yeah, and you know, you can have competition, and competition's good, and you know, obviously, hopefully the people you're competing with or whatever it is if you could keep it in a good like relationship like that, it's cool, you know. Like when it gets a bit crazy and like I don't know, crazy shit, you know, and especially in like fight gyms, this is the fight business.
True, yeah.
Yeah, this is the fight
like
business.
old school Tiger Phuket top team beefs.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But
I mean, and for us, but we
days.
just do. We're just focused on what we're doing, and I think that's all you can do, right? So.
Yeah, 100%. Joe, so you like the waves and you went to Costa Rica when we were in Miami. You were chilling in Miami. You went to go do a surfing trip in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
How do you compare Costa Rica versus Bali with the waves and stuff?
So I wasn't in Costa Rica long enough to give a huge judgment on Costa Rica because Costa Rica is very famous for surfing. There's a lot of really good surfers. There's a lot of really good waves in Costa Rica. And so I had a great time when I was there. But it also occurred to me that, and especially surfing is always hard anyway, because you have to be there for the right swell and the wind conditions and the weather, and maybe there's just no waves that week. So planning a surf trip is difficult. But in Costa Rica, I was there and I did have days of good waves, but you're really reliant on it anywhere. But being in Costa Rica, I realized all the surf travelers that I met, they're from America, they were traveling up and down South America, because there's so much great surfing there. There's a lot of great surf, of course, over there. But they all wish they could go to Indonesia.
Really?
Yeah, to get to Indonesia. Yeah,
because it's far.
That's the dream.
Oh, because Costa Rica's close to America.
I think, you know, there's lots of amazing places to travel. And for me, I do want to expand and travel a lot of places to surf. But the Indonesian boat trip, Indonesian perfect reefs and perfect waves, and the Mentawais and in the Maldives and all these places like have really, really like beautiful clear weather and just beautiful waves. People in America and South America, to get there, it takes 3 days just to travel there, because think about how long it takes to get here. You know, 1 day. Now you're going into Indonesia, which is not as many international airports. Then you got to get to these small places and then take a little boat and like a little thing. So it occurred to me, I was like, man, these, you know, so many surf travelers do want to go to Indonesia. I was like, and I'm right here. I got to go more. So that's why I've been going a lot more.
Yeah,
and
Bali's close to here, right? How far is Bali from here?
You get a direct flight. It's only 3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours.
And Bali's like a jump off to all these other surf places. So Bali's like that's like the jump off spot. You know, it's obviously gotten over tourism and overcrowded and all these things, of course. You know, like obviously I'm pumping up Bali and I think it has a lot of great things to it. But obviously the traffic, you see all these videos, and ruining the ecosystem is a big issue. But you know, this is also what's cool too. I'm new to exploring Indonesia, so I'm exploring a little bit, but talking to all these older surfers now, they're saying, hey, go check out this break, and you know, there's still there's still lots of waves around the world.
There's a lot of unmarked gems over there still.
Yeah, of course.
Even though you think it would be already.
No, but I mean, and then there's like secrets and all that. You know, I'm still whatever lower belt I'm at in surfing. They're not even telling me yet. You know what I mean? That's like the. You know, when you try to get invited to the open mat and the black belt's like, get out of here, kid, you know?
Yeah. So what belt do you think you are in surfing right now?
I don't know. That's a tough one. You can't, and it's hard to grade yourself, you know what I mean? But there's such a wide variety. I'd probably like a blue belt, you know? I can surf, I can go on heavier stuff and go left and right and do some kind of turns and some maneuvers, but there's such like a long variety to getting to a skill level, so.
And how long does the average wave take? Like,
that's the thing.
Is there long waves, like 30-second waves, or not?
That would be like an insanely long wave. If you think about counting through at 30 seconds, I mean, it depends also where you are and what type of wave. If you get on a wave, even that lasted for like a few seconds, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a good little wave, and of course you want to try to find longer rides than that. But like a 5-second wave is a long time on a wave, but. Not always, you can't connect always like a long wave, but sometimes as I'm learning and getting better, you're seeing, or even on a shorter wave where, all right, I take off, it's not very long, but I can do really quickly one maneuver, and then the wave is 2 seconds, but it was still a good wave, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have you been on any of those barrels, like when you're like in the barrel? Like,
so I've never got barrel.
Is that like good? Is that like,
that's like the
you have to be really good to do that? Or is
that's
it
like the surfers
does it happen a lot, or is it common, or no?
Of course, yeah. So it does for good surfers, but the barrel that's like the dream, like chasing the barrel. That's like the ultimate vision that you could get. And the closest I got was actually this year. It was the closest I got, and where I understood where before, like when the wave kind of barrels over, I was like dipping my head down and it like hits your hair and you get like a little, you know, hair wash. But I'm like, it's not really getting barreled. But this year, a few months ago, I was surfing and I saw from down the line this Thai guy getting barreled, and I was like, fuck. I was like, man, there's barrels out there. And then I could just see there was like enough. It was just curling over just enough. And so I went one more, and as I was going and I saw it kind of like curling, I saw because at first recognizing it, being in the right spot, doing the right maneuver, it's insanely difficult. Like so many surfers make it look really easy, but it takes a lot of time in the water. And so now for the first time, I saw the wave like barreling over me, and it was closing out, which means in front of me, like I couldn't get out. But I was like, oh, I think I can see the position on this wave, right? So I go back, I felt good. And then I came back and I got another good wave, and I was like, I think it's gonna do it. I'm just gonna get down really low, and I think it'll, and that was the first time I felt the wave go over me and go over my shoulder like that. And so that's when I felt it, that I was tight enough, and then it closed out. But it was like that moment of realizing, because before, if you can vision, you're going down, and you get, and before it was like, I was like, oh, it's over my head. So I'm like, oh, it's getting bad, but it's not. It's just kind of like hitting you. That was the first time, and even though it was like a split second, it's not even like a long time, I felt it like go over my shoulder, and I was like in that. And so I can't say I got barreled, but I could see it happening. And that was like a big, it's almost like you could equate it to jiu-jitsu, where like, fuck, I never got an arm bar before. It's so hard. How the fuck does anyone get an arm bar? It takes you so long. And almost you go, oh, that's what I gotta do. I just gotta pinch my legs or whatever it is. And I think every surfer is chasing that. And that's hard about here. Like here's a lot of sand break and beach break. So like the wave is always different. So to find the barrel is very hard. But like in Indonesia, if you go to like the reef breaks and the certain places, like every single wave almost, when the conditions are right, every set, every wave will barrel. It's like it's more predictable. But they always say, like a lot of surfers say, it's good to even surf bad conditions or even harder conditions because you'll be more prepared. So that's the dream.
That's the thing too. It's hard, man. You get hit with the waves. You get caught in the undercurrent, bro.
Yeah, I took you out.
I didn't want to get out. I was like, yo, I ain't doing this. I'm too tired for this shit. I remember we wanted to go surfing, but I was like on a limb. I was like, oh, I'll just go surfing. But for me, if I'm gonna go surfing, I was like, I need to like commit. Like, all right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get out there. I'm gonna break through all these. What do you call it in the beginning? Like going
the
through
white water,
waves.
the whitewash. Yeah.
Gotta get through all the whitewash, bro. Every time I get out, shit knocks me back down. I'm like, oh, I gotta go under, and I'm scared to go under. I don't want to, I went under once and the thing popped up and I got hit in the neck and I was like, all right, I'm chilling, bro. I'm too old for this shit. I felt like fucking Mel Gibson. I felt like Danny Glover and Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit, Riggs.
Surfing here is like a little bit hard for beginners because in Bali there's like easier like breaks where you can go and it's like you can just stand there, get up. But like that's what I told you about here is like, it was a good day of surfing. It wasn't that difficult, but I forget. I'm a little, I've done it. I do it every day. Yeah. So yeah, you trying to get out was pretty funny, but we had a good time.
Yeah, no,
maybe I'll get you out tomorrow.
I can see where it's at, but man, I got an ear infection right now. Well, how much time is it now? Are we looking?
Yeah, I was just checking. I was just thinking about your ear infection.
Oh yeah, you're talking. I can barely hear you. I'm like, yo, I don't know if you're talking low or what. You know what I'm saying? But no, for sure, man. I can see. Listen, there's something there between surfing, yoga, and jiu-jitsu. Those seem like to be the three things that people really love.
Yeah, there you go. Zhang Weili, she's a champ. Yeah, can't kick everybody else. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Ni hao ma.
Ni hao.
Ni hao.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, ni hao. This is how we roll Bangtao. Just another day the champs are rolling in. Ni hao. Hey, how are you?
Yeah, so as you guys can see, this is our area. We have, like we had even said a lot, what's really like what we love about Bangtao, right, is like down there, it is so much on show in the cage and the rooms, but we also, because we're fighters, we totally understand what it's like to be not just a fighter at a high level, but the champion. People watching you and filming, you do need privacy. So whenever we've had always a good relationship, obviously with Wei Li, and that we do go out of our way to make sure that they feel comfortable, people feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's a good little thing, because that's the thing. That's what I feel like. This is why I think Bangtao was built so perfectly, because for years, all the boys, we were at a great gym. We were at a great gym, but I feel like the gym was great. You can't lie. They put a lot of construction into it and a lot of time, but the way we were able to keep the energy, you know what I mean? Because it's like in Thailand, you get all these people from all these different countries, and we had like a good rhythm of like, we had a staple crew of people, like 10, 20 people. And even when I came back last time, man, there was 15 people on the mat that I knew from 2017, 2016.
That are here.
We took a picture with this kid, Julian, a kid that's we've been training with us since he was 14 years old. He comes with his mom. How amazing, right? Of a family that they come, a family, a mom and a son that come and train together, and they're on the mat sparring, jiu-jitsu. And I remember this kid when he was 16 years old, and he remembers us. He remembered me from when he was 16 in 2017. He comes back, and now he's an adult, almost tapping me out. I can't even pass his guard anymore, So it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, so.
But one of the things about this gym that I do feel is special is that it's catered to everybody. Like every fighter who knows what they need, every fighter knows what they want. And so many times we'll be at the other gym, be like, oh, why couldn't it just be like this? And like all the things that we would complain about, you kind of fixed and made and made an issue to correct, you know? Like,
and there's always still going to be things that we got to fix and correct, you know, because it's just an evolving thing. And, you know, but yeah, we just come at as perspective of.
Yeah, they always say, right? Everybody knows how to run the barbershop better than you. You know, like my boy says that, you know. So everybody, I'm sure everybody in here knows how to run the gym better than you. All those lights, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
we could use that.
No, we're good. But
anyways, we see the champ's about to train, so we got to make space. The champ gets what she wants. It was a great chat, man. Bro, Alex, I've been here training all over the world. This is hands down, by far, without a doubt, the best facility I've ever been to, with the best coaches, the best people. And
I didn't
the best black belts.
I didn't pay him to say that, but we did give him a discount on the gear shop. So
he gave me a discount on the gear shop, and he told me, hey, listen, I'll give you a black belt, but you got to put in a good word for Bangtao, all right?
Yeah.
Anybody in the world who wants to come train, bro, without a doubt, Alex, I love you, my brother.
Appreciate it.
It's been a treat coming back, man. And that's about it, right? Anything you want to plug up? Make sure if you're in Thailand, what do you got to do?
No, that's it. Check us out. We always say, I said it the last one, we're not trying to trick anybody. You want to come check us out, Bangtao's for you. You have a good time, come here and train with us. You're always welcome, doesn't matter who you are. You want to check out the pizza shop, give me honest reviews always looking for, I don't know. I realize I just like, sounds weird, but I just like when people are happy, have a good time, and it makes me happy, so.
Man, Alex, thank you so much. I know we're all grateful for you, bro. Tony's Pizza. Actually, matter of fact, I'm hungry.
Let's go get a slice.
Let's go to Tony's. Let's get a slice.